I mentioned a retool, and that's kind of what a certain general manager in a certain city that we base this podcasting group out of, and we're homers, big-time Bulls fans here. Guys, I don't know about you. Garpax, I've had enough. I have had enough, and I'm
beyond that point.
I'm on the other side for this. Well, it's not like I'm completely happy and I'm forgetting everything that has been done wrong, but this is the first offseason where I'm like, okay, I don't hate your draft pick, and I don't hate the move that you made thus far.
No, I definitely hear you, Ricky, because yes, I think he played the Rose trade. We're going to get into that. I think he played that well, and I think Denzel Valentine's a really nice pick at 14.
I loved it.
So
great value.
We're going to talk about that.
Can't wait to buy my jersey. Can't wait.
And
I'm looking like every minute to see if they post it on
wearing
NFL NBA Shop. Yep.
As you're wearing a Derrick Rose jersey who hurt both of his knees.
I have to get rid of it. Let me buy the
As Valentine has knee problems,
one.
suddenly goes down.
You know what? He'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. But with Gar, all right, so we're going to talk about the Derrick Rose trade here. But with Gar, it's his fault. The Bulls are in this position.
Mm-hmm. One man.
I'm going to go back as recently as this last trade deadline.
Should have traded Pa.
They had it. Okay, so now
that was it. That's what he's getting to.
Wait to just poke that bear.
The contradicting statements, like Gar always, I just don't understand the thought process. He says, oh, we believe in this core, right? We think Pau, 35, 36-year-old player, is a part of this core, and we think the Bulls can win with Pau. So they keep him. And then
even though this is the same player that is so much of a dick that when he was asked at the trade deadline, what do you think about getting traded? He goes, I just think it's fun, man. It's a fun process.
I mean,
fucking dick.
You could give the politically correct answer.
Yeah, but he's having
like,
fun with it.
It's whatever the team needs.
He knew he was going to walk anyways.
Right. Yeah.
And Gar said that he wanted Pau to be a part of the core. And now then he goes to trade Rose, right? And they get Robin Lopez, Jerry Grant, and Jose Calderon, who is also / Kirk Heinrich. So what happened here is, Gar says he wants to go younger, except he gets 35-year-old Calderon.
But Calderon, the way I see Calderon is...
He's a role player, right?
Yeah, yes, he's 35, but he's not going to be here past this season. He's basically, to me, contractually wise, he's Derrick Rose cheaper. Because he's done at the end of the year. He's off the books.
I absolutely hate that you use that reference.
And that's what it is. Well, that's what it is.
No, just call it what it is.
He's off the books.
He's what, $7.5 million for 1 year, and then he's done.
Compared to 21.
Yeah, but we still do pick up, Rolo, who has a great contract.
I can't believe you just called him Rolo.
I love calling
him
him
nickname, man. He's got 3 years left on that deal. So
3 years, and he's under. I think he's like $13 million.
13,
and he bumps up each.
It's not too bad
Considering the cap jump,
sure,
that's a steal in the future. In 2 years,
Joakim might be getting 28.
That ridiculousness is going on right now. So yeah, it's a steal for a guy who has high energy, was a great performer in New York. It sets up the Bulls to, safely walk away from Joe and Paul. I think it puts them in a good position moving forward.
And Grant, 4-year player at Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken.
Horace Grant's nephew.
Yep. Last year's first-round pick by New York, and the Bulls really like him.
We wanted him last year. Actually,
he's a solid. He's got some size for a guard, and I mean, I don't know what role he's going to play. If the Bulls are going to make more moves or not, we could touch on that.
Well, and here's the thing I want to bring up, and this is based off a comment that we got on one of our fast break videos about Derrick Rose. There was one comment that's like, because we were talking about Calderon, like maybe he's the starter. I don't know if you put Dinwiddie or Grant there, but
at the 2.
Well, there was one comment where they're like, "Oh, if you think Calderon's the starter, you're crazy." Like, who are we gonna stick? Are we gonna stick Jimmy at the point? Let him run the team, and then have Denzel at the. Well, because the way I'm thinking, maybe have Jimmy and Denzel at the 1-2. Then you can put Dougie at the 3. But do we want to start Dougie?
You'd run similar to the Rockets and James Harden then. So you have an extra 3-and-D guy out there. And Jimmy, the only question I have is his ball control and his vision. Look, he's a very good player. No one doubts that. But giving him the 1 might be too much.
Yeah,
I think that's a little outside of where he's at.
Giving him too much ego?
Well, I'm going to get to that point.
Well.
But no, I think that it definitely has some options. I don't love Calderon being the number 1 point. Jerry Grant, he's a quality player. He's a backup, though.
Right.
I don't see a ton of growth out of him. He's got some deficiencies when it comes to his shot, but he can get in the lane. He can draw contact. He's going to get you some points. So at the end of the day, it's not awful.
Ultimately, this move had to be made. The Bulls had to part ways with Derrick Rose. Now, whether or not you want both Rose and Butler to be traded is a separate conversation. But the thing is, Bulls lost. They took away the cap space on Rose's contract. That's fantastic. They don't have to worry about him being this egotistical guy against Butler. And, Butler had these Instagram posts, oh, thanks so much, man. And there's some sincerity to that.
He had to.
But, obviously.
That's a good move.
You're going to.
You had to, yeah.
But, realistically, Rose is for himself. Butler wants to be the guy. So, Rose is gone. They got younger, and it's a different kind of feel to it had to be me. Now, I understand people feel a certain way about Derrick Rose. And I personally believe that he's going to have a good year with New York.
The way I describe it is it's a relationship. And we love Derrick Rose. He was one of us. He was this city, for this city, like put the city on your back. He's going to win a championship for his city, kind of like LeBron with Cleveland.
Yeah, he grew up down the street in Inglewood. I mean, that's just what it was.
And that
this city, you talked about it as his press conference day, the city raised him. That's how he, molded him really to who he is today. And there's definitely a really deep attachment between him and Chicago. And I think that's always going to be part of him. But at the same time, as a Bulls fan, you're kind of like a little sigh of relief.
Sure,
because
absolutely.
We've been watching this year after year, injury after injury.
This relationship
it's
was
rough.
over for a while.
It's rough.
And not only that, I just think back to not this past season, but 2015's playoff series where
he quit.
He hits the game-winning shot. We're up 3-1. It's like, holy shit. Could we possibly knock off the Cavs? And then, like you said, he just quits. He just quit on the city. And
so
for
much
me,
disappointment.
that turned me off. And then what really turned me off is when he made, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically made comments about well, you know what? I got to be looking for my next contract. So if
2 years before he's a free agent.
Yeah, so there may be games where I just sit myself in the end because I got to watch my knees.
Worried about my son's graduation 20 years later.
You are not out for this city.
That seemed a little out of that seemed out of his normal personality though. To me, Jimmy's like that local kid who he's gonna give it his all. He's always all in, and that's why I feel like those are it's weird situations because yes, he's totally guilty of giving up in that series, and he's totally guilty of making those statements, which just absolutely alienate yourself from this team. Yeah. But at the same time, I want to push that aside and be like, I'm gonna remember the good.
Absolutely.
Derrick,
Absolutely.
And that's it. I mentioned the relationship thing. The reason why everybody that I saw that was this was a bad move. Why are we getting rid of him? Because when something like a relationship ends, when it's over, sometimes you get that thought, oh, maybe we can get back together, because you think about those good times.
Right.
You don't think about the thing that she cheated on you, did this and did that.
Derrick Rose cheated on us.
And it's just one of those things where it's this is better for both parties, because we have to move on, because we are entering, I've said it before, we're entering some dark days for the Bulls.
Do you think this was prompted by the locker room or by Derrick Rose?
I think it was prompted by Jimmy.
You think it was Jimmy?
No, there was so much involved.
It wasn't like Jimmy said, hey, Gar, trade him. The way I see it is, at the beginning of the year, you could kind of see that, there's a divide.
Yeah.
There's a divide. And Jimmy is the guy that's this is my time.
He stepped up.
Beginning of the year, makes it a point to work out.
Self-asserted himself as a leader. And
he's working out with the young talent.
It turned people off, too, in that locker room.
Well, it was a hostile takeover. That's what it was. It was a hostile takeover.
Yeah,
but in the end, Jimmy won. And that's how he sees
he's the best player on the Bulls. But with Derrick Rose, did you guys see that Gar Forman's still trying to get a hold of him?
Wait, he hasn't talked to him yet?
No, I guess Gar, he even said, he made multiple calls.
The way Derrick found out was through his agent, not Gar.
That's the thing. And Gar wanted to touch base with him, and Rose was like, But with the thing, going back to what Dave was saying about...
But he's not going to hold a grudge against the Bulls. He said that in the press conference.
He is.
But he's not going to hold a grudge, but I'm going to use it as motivation.
Yeah.
The best part of that was when he's like, I'm not going to hold a grudge, but I feel like it's my right to use it as motivation. I don't think that's a bad thing to say.
Well, the problem with Derrick Rose, going back to what Dave was talking about in his post-game press conferences, when he was saying ridiculous stuff, he's listening to the wrong people. And that's part of
his inner circle.
That's what Derrick Rose has been doing his entire time after he won the MVP in Chicago.
Yeah.
He listens to the wrong camp, his own camp, and they're telling him all this stuff. And I'm not going to talk about his intelligence level, but when you look like an idiot in front of the entire city by saying stuff like, I'm worried about my knees in 18 years when my son graduates. Like, are you stupid?
Well, it's one of those things where, of course, your inner circle is going to say, no, dude, they're wrong.
And the thing
You're
is,
not wrong. They're wrong.
They alienated Derrick Rose away
Mm-hmm.
from the Chicago Bulls. And now he's playing for himself, and now he's traded, now he's a different player.
And this was a player everybody in Chicago was like, he's going to retire a Bull.
Yeah, I mean, I think
not.
we had it written up like after his first year when we saw how special he was.
After that MVP season.
That was
here's
just
the thing, too. He had 2 knee surgeries. Well, I'm sorry. He had, 2 knee surgeries, 3 injuries to his knees, right? And at this point, was he going to get a max deal? Because he's going to lobby for it.
He thinks
next year.
He's back to great already.
Right, and he very well could be. And I personally think he's gonna have a good year in New York.
I'm telling you what's going to happen. He's going to have a lights. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a lights out.
He's
going to
play very well.
And Phil Jackson is going to be in between a rock and a hard place.
They're going to sign him.
That New York media is going to be like, you sign him.
They're going to if he plays well.
And I'm looking at it going, that's not the girl you want to spend the rest of your life with, man.
Because we know the problems that come with Derrick Rose and him listening to his body all the time, and going around shoot around. It's like, I'm good. Never mind. I'm sitting. It's like I'm done with that. Enough is enough. And I think what the Bulls got in return, and I think this has to be mentioned too, is that with Derrick Rose, how much he's not the same player as he was when he won the MVP, and that's obvious. Is he getting there? Yeah, he can't dunk anymore. He's not playing above the rim like he was.
Isn't there. You're right.
And he was never a good shooter. I mean, he's a decent shooter, but he was never good.
He's a chucker more than a shooter.
Right.
To be honest.
And his game is to get to the hole.
Yeah.
He played 66 games last year.
It was impressive.
That's good.
And he actually he started to get his groove back different points in that season. And it gave you some hope. And it was also that little teaser just right before the trade deadline. We're like, D Rose is rolling.
Yeah.
Maybe we get some value right now for it. And instead of like,
they should have traded Powell. They blew that one.
And that's the whole thing for this deal. Why I'm glad it got done now, because you either had 2 choices if you were Garpax. Trade him now, and his value, or hope that he stays healthy, he lights it up, and then you can get a little bit more at the trade deadline. I'm sorry, I'm putting my money on he's probably going to get banged up and dinged up and not stay healthy.
I don't trust this front office whatsoever to make a deal of this caliber.
Well, because at that time, our
he wasn't
fans
even healthy
might
enough to play every game last season. So, I mean, you're right. He's going to go down for a bit. I think, he's going to probably get... Best case scenario is he puts up another 65 to 70 games for the Knicks. That's ideal. And if he can do that and put up 18-6, I think it's a great job by the Knicks. But I think the Bulls really come away with this. Let's talk
about what the Bulls got in return here. Now, Rolo, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Love it.
Yeah.
he's an excellent rim protector.
Keep him away from the mascot, though.
Yeah.
Can't have that happening.
Well, did you hear that? Oh, guys, we
can't have that.
Guys,
happen.
I gotta mention this because this is so
story
interesting.
time.
Well, yeah, it is because you brought up the mascot.
Okay.
Benny the Bull, the guy who plays Benny the Bull. He got fired. He's gone.
Story time with Papa Rankin here. Is that what this is?
Papa Rankin. You call me Rank
man
Daddy.
Rankin.
No, you
Rank Daddy.
Yeah, not Papa Rankin. If you're
Story
going
time
that
with
route.
Rank
So listen to
Daddy.
this. They fire their mascot who was Benny the Bull.
That was the biggest loss of this offseason.
Well, so
That's even bigger than D Rose.
Listen to this, guys. All right, so you know how you guys watch South Park Island of Misfit Mascots? All right, so these guys have a coalition, right? All the mascots know each other and they get together. Apparently, Benny the Bull was hated by everybody. Nobody
he was
liked
the
him.
best.
Nobody. Well,
He's
he was.
the best
I guess
around.
to put it in.
Nobody's gonna keep him down.
Sorry.
To put it like as frank as possible, he was a prick, and nobody really wanted to be around him.
Well, I mean, the best are usually the pricks.
All right, well,
It comes with a little bit of ego.
it comes with the territory.
Even if we're wearing
Had to get that
something
in
up
there.
top, don't gotta worry about it.
so Robin Lopez,
Even
excellent.
if you can't spell unanimous, right, Shaq?
Rolo.
Go on, Rank
Back
Daddy.
on point.
Go on, Rank Daddy.
Boy.
Sorry, we're just making this immature over here.
We got it. We're good. Yeah, so Robin Lopez, great rim protector. He's going to make you work down low, and that's something that the Bulls have lacked since,
Paul was soft.
since Noah.
Noah was injured. Paul was soft. And it was just
you got nothing from
down
Boozer,
low.
right? So
I don't even want to do it. No,
we're not going
back
We're
there.
not going that
Wait,
far.
did he bust a knee with the groceries? Was that what he did when he was here? Didn't he get an injury, like bringing in groceries?
You talking about Boozer?
Yeah.
Probably.
Boozy booze.
Who knows?
Boozy boozy.
That was just a train wreck. My goodness. But
the consolation prize for LeBron.
He's not going to get. You're not going to get much production offensively from Lopez.
You
He'll get you boards.
You're going to get defense, though.
you get
defense and boards.
and putbacks. That's the thing.
Sure.
Like, look, he's gonna still give you probably 8 points a night just off of putbacks. So I mean, there's inherent value there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. The big thing is the boards and the rim protector, and at least you get some offense. It's reliable. That was one big thing I had against Joe was, he could dish the ball. He's one of the best passing bigs in the league. But his shot was the worst thing in history to look at, and it was inconsistent. And with his injury problems, like it was like
That's
a
how Joe
trifecta
shoots.
of no, trifecta of no on Joe. As much he's another guy who Bulls fans,
High
he's
energy
been with
guy.
this. Oh my god,
Leader of their locker room. Yep.
Yep. So no, I think Rolo comes in as a great fit because again, he's got the
Paired
he's got
with
the hair.
Felicio, baby.
Well,
it's all about
Cristiano
the hair.
Felicio.
And you know what's even better about this?
Yeah.
Because we get Lopez, we're not going to go after Bismack Biyombo, or I hope.
They're not going to max
I hope.
pay for
I
Bismack
know.
Biyombo.
And
Thank goodness.
I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
that because we got, like, you say Felicio, but we got Taj, we got Portis,
No.
we got Lopez. We got big guys. We don't need to max
Let me
pay
ask
for
you this.
Bismack Biyombo.
As we end this Derrick Rose conversation, because it's a good one, and I've been wanting to get this out of me for a while.
Preach, brother.
This is where I get to rant. I love
Sure,
it.
it's great. But what I was thinking, are the Bulls done making moves? Because
No.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm leading into.
Jimmy may be next.
It might be Jimmy, but think about this though. Do they move
hope it's
Taj
not Dougie.
and
Yes,
maybe include Dunleavy or maybe even a Snell?
Well, and that's the thing I was listening to. Okay.
Don't even
No,
freaking say the four-letter network on this show.
Wait. I was going to listen to the score today.
Did you?
I was going to.
But you didn't.
But I knew I was going to be on behind the pen. So I'm like, you know what? Rankin's going to listen to this. I need to listen to another source so I can bring something different to the table.
Unique.
Yeah. So that's why I went to my wheelhouse in Waddle and Sylvie. And what they were kind of talking about is right now your dead weight is Taj and Dunleavy.
They might just cut Dunleavy, honestly, if they make
Dunleavy's
more moves.
like Dunleavy. Did I like him when we signed him? Yeah, but he's getting old.
He's getting
and
old.
Taj is
it was rough for him last year for sure.
Taj is just like, do I love you? Yeah, but it's like you're part of that kind of old regime where it's like, let's get some new leg.
And we got a lot out of Taj's legs. Look, that man ran for years under
put in
Thibodeau.
work. Definitely.
And I think the biggest chance we have is to look for a team who is on the edge of the playoffs and maybe even on the edge of competing for a championship. If they need a great defender like Taj who can get you boards, and then
Plays well in the post too.
Dunleavy,
Can
you
hit a
can
shot.
still get a shot out of him if he's healthy. There's value always in a man
In
who can
limited
shoot
role
above,
for Dunleavy, because right now
around 40%. Absolutely.
You think Dunleavy's going to be, if he's still with the Bulls, a pretty strong contributor? Like I'm talking like maybe 25 minutes a night from Dunleavy.
Yeah. Well, it's a question of him trading in and out. I think they've got a couple guys who fit the similar role, so I can see
McDermott.
McDermott primarily. They're going to kind of compete for that time. I think the best bet is to package Taj and Dunleavy together.
Oh, yeah.
And go out and get something, maybe future pick.
Okay.
I don't
Probably.
trust this office though. They're not going to do it.
I got a question for you.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Any of because the position I look at is point guard, and with
We don't have one.
well, and
so
with,
good start.
And with Taj and Dunleavy, could we be looking at it maybe in the offseason? Because Conley, Rondo, they're the big ones.
No.
Do any of these teams that have a free agent out there, do they go, okay, we'll take Taj and Dunleavy, let's work a sign and trade for a point guard?
Okay, here's the weird thing for me. This is all depending on if the Bulls are in rebuild mode
Mm-hmm.
or if they're going to go with this
Are
is
they gonna
Butler's
half-ass
team,
it?
and we're going to get that 6 through 8 spot in the playoffs year after year and be
Right.
stuck in NBA purgatory. If they want to go that route, they're going to go get Rondo or Mike Conley. I think they're both fantastic players.
Yeah, I don't like it,
Rondo's at the
though.
end of his prime, but at the same time, he brings that grittiness, that toughness. And I'm sorry, we just talked Rose, and now we're talking Rondo. I'm like, I want to go
No.
back to that series. My mind is still in that Celtics Bulls series.
0809.
Oh my
What
God.
a year.
We would have went to the finals that year. You know it.
It was beautiful.
That was
that was the
one
best
Dwight
series I've
went.
ever seen.
That's when Dwight went and lost in 5 to the
best series
Lakers.
Ever.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was thinking about it today.
And
Holy
he
crap.
beat LeBron on the way to it, too.
How many times? 5 games in overtime? And they were like decided
many
by like
minutes.
2 or 3 games?
Just this.
Yep.
Just
It was
this
unreal.
on Rondo.
So good.
Yeah,
go
you
ahead.
gotta clarify that little
just had to
gesture there. You
reach.
gotta watch out.
Well, now they can actually see it. So
That's what I'm saying. You
great.
gotta watch out for
Yeah.
that gesture.
Heinrich, baby. Getting it. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
No. Okay. So Rondo, last season we saw him revitalized a little bit. We saw way better production of him than when he was on the dumpster fire of a Mavs team.
But he's locker room cancer. That's the thing.
He
Yeah.
could
Such
be
a
locker room
jag.
cancer. You need to keep.
For a team that is
If you don't have a head
very-
coach
yeah,
who is going to keep him in line, you don't have
Do
an
you think
established
Rondo would
star,
listen to Thibodeau? Or I'm sorry, Hoiberg?
and that's the problem.
Hell no.
He won't.
Hell no.
And that's the other problem. He won't respect Jimmy. So you
Sure.
can't bring in a guy like
Well,
Rondo.
and I think I know where you are on this page. I'm not sure where you are. Are you on the Fire Hoiberg train already?
No.
Okay. Because
I
that's the one
think-
thing in
look.
our comment section I'm surprised where people are like, get Hoiberg out of here.
Can't
I'm like,
do that.
he had
You-
one season.
If you follow the Bulls long enough, you know that there's loyalty in the front office with the owner, and then you
Yeah.
know since the front office handpicked this guy as head coach, he's not going anywhere for at least 3 seasons.
And he's a former Bull.
and worst case scenario, he's going to eat a couple seasons of losses for us to set us up for victory for a new head coach.
All right, let's
You don't want to dumpster
let's
that.
move on.
value.
I just want to throw in too that I'd be interested. It depends though, but I'd be interested in Nick Batum as a free agent signing, maybe even Al Horford, somebody like that. It depends though if they were
like you
able to
said,
move Taj.
We've got the money because of
Yeah.
that deal and
And the
Rolo
cap
coming
rose,
in.
didn't
So
it?
the cap did jump up, but I mean it's also the fact we don't have to pay Paul, we don't have to pay Noah. So huge amount off the books because of Robin Lopez.
I'm going to throw one guy out there. This isn't somebody that I think we're going to get. I just think it'd be interesting if he declined his player option and we did pick him up for cheap. What about ex-Illini player Darren Williams? For like a year? For like maybe a
He's
year?
a stopgap.
Yeah, stopgap point guard
Yeah.
just to start.
I don't
mean,
know how much he has left.
yeah, I don't know.
Or do we go and pay for Linsanity?
That Nets team.
That's the one I want.
no.
Oh my god!
I knew you were thinking about it.
I didn't want to. I don't want to
Rankin
blow
wants
this
to
up.
move on.
Rankin,
I just
I'm
started
sorry.
the
I'm just
fire.
gonna.
Started the fire.
Jeremy Lin?
May I?
Go for it, man.
Okay.
You want Jeremy Lin?
Absolutely.
Why?
Why not? Jeremy Lin is an absolutely phenomenal. No, I can't even.
I started the fire.
He's
man.
a great 6-man. He's energy. He's scoring. When he gets hot, he is hot. He can land shots. His vision is not the best, but it's passable. He's miles and miles above Calderon. He can actually play defense. I mean, it's just like it's night and day having Lin versus Calderon. That's what I'm looking at here. And Lin's not going to go for a max contract. I'm not worried about that. We're going to pay him some money, but at the same time, if we get Lin this year, and then next year we go get ourselves a point guard in the draft,
Right.
or maybe somebody, somebody who's going to be coming up free agent next year who could become a future player for the Bulls. There's a lot of options out there, and then Lin becomes that 6-player role again, which I think is what he'll excel at. That's what he's made for. He's not there to lead your team, but he can feed off of that energy. Jimmy and him would be fantastic in that
Yeah, because
backcourt.
Lin can run an offense and stay out of his way.
And I think that's absolutely perfect.
Well, if
Will,
we're talking-
do I think they're going to do it? No.
Probably not. But if we're talking Jeremy Lin, our options are limited with the Bulls. So, I mean,
That is a slight, sir.